Imagine sitting on your couch, binge watching your favorite show when a thought pops into your head, could I be happier? That's how Gretchen Rubin's The Happiness Project began. Rubin wasn't miserable or in the middle of a life crisis. She just figured things could be better, so she decided to treat herself like a happiness guinea pig for a year. She created a plan. Every month she'd tackle a different part of her life. Energy, relationships, work, even fun. No big dramatic overhauls. Just small tweaks here and there to see if she could get more joy out of the everyday. Rubin's approach is all about making happiness a practical, achievable goal, one little change at a time. And you know what? Sometimes happiness really is about the small stuff. January rolled around, and Rubin decided to kickstart her happiness journey by getting her energy levels up. Step 1. Declutter. If it didn't spark joy, it was out the door. She found that a clean space equals a clear mind, and suddenly she had more room, literally and mentally, for happiness. Next, she tackled her sleep and exercise. Early to bed, early to rise, with a few push-ups in between. It wasn't anything extreme, but wow, she started feeling like she could run a marathon or at least power walk to the coffee shop. The big lesson from January: to be happy, start by getting your body and surroundings in shape. Turns out energy isn't just for kids hopped up on sugar. It's for all of us. February was the month of love, but not just the mushy kind. Rubin wanted to strengthen her relationships, especially with her family. So she decided to be a better listener. Actually nodding, making eye contact, and not just pretending to listen while scrolling through her phone. She also started saying thank you for the little things, like when her partner took out the trash or her kids didn't fight over who got the bigger cookie. Suddenly, her house was full of warm fuzzies instead of passive-aggressive eye rolls. The takeaway: a little appreciation goes a long way, and happiness often grows where kindness is planted, even if that kindness is just about giving someone else the last slice of pizza. March was all about getting things done efficiently. Rubin realized that nothing killed her happiness quite like a long, overwhelming to-do list. So she got organized. She started each day by identifying her top 3 priorities. Because, let's be honest, no one's doing 50 things in one day, no matter what the to-do list says. She also stopped aiming for perfection, because perfection is exhausting, and good enough is often good enough. By working smarter and breaking big projects into bite-sized chunks, Rubin found herself with more free time and way less stress. So March's lesson: be realistic, work smart, and save the perfect for Instagram filters. Happiness loves a little efficiency. April's theme was gratitude. Rubin bought herself a cute little journal and started writing down 3 things she was grateful for each night. Sometimes it was a sunny day, sometimes it was her favorite snack, and sometimes it was just the fact that nobody spilled anything on the couch. She found that focusing on the good stuff made the bad stuff seem less important. She also started saying thank you more often. Not just thanks for holding the door, but also thanks for putting up with me when I was grumpy. The result: more smiles, fewer grumbles. The big lesson here: gratitude turns what you have into enough, and sometimes even into a little extra happiness. May was all about play. Rubin realized that somewhere along the way, being an adult had turned into being all about productivity, and that was kind of a bummer. So she decided it was time to have fun. She played board games with her family, took up a hobby just for the heck of it, and even tried to dance a little bit. Maybe not her strong suit, but fun nonetheless. She found that making time for play was a game changer, if pun intended. It helped her relax and brought more laughter into her home. The big takeaway from May: adults need recess too. Fun isn't just for kids. It's for anyone who wants a little more happiness in their day. June was dedicated to friends. Rubin realized she had a lot of great friendships, but they were a bit dusty. So, she made an effort to reconnect. She sent some, "Hey, it's been too long," texts, set up a few coffee dates, and even wrote a handwritten note or two. She discovered that friendships need attention. Otherwise, they're like plants you forget to water, they wilt fast. Spending time with friends brought her a ton of joy and a sense of connection that she didn't even realize she was missing. So, the June lesson: water your friendships regularly. They're one of the best investments you can make for your happiness. In July, Rubin tackled the topic of spending, but not just money. She also thought about spending her time and energy wisely. Financially, she chose to spend on experiences rather than things, like going to concerts or taking family trips, because those made her happiest. She also worked on spending her time and energy in ways that added value to her life. This meant saying no to some things so she could say yes to the stuff that really mattered. The big realization: money can buy happiness if you spend it right, on experiences, not stuff, and your time and energy. Same rules apply. Spend wisely and happiness is sure to follow. August was about spiritual reflection, which sounds deep, and it kind of was. Rubin wasn't looking for enlightenment or anything, but she wanted to connect with something bigger than herself. She took up meditation, even though her brain kept reminding her of her grocery list, and she spent some time in nature, just soaking it all in. She even read up on different spiritual traditions, not for conversion but for inspiration. It was all about finding peace, being present, and feeling a sense of purpose. August's lesson was that spirituality doesn't have to be heavy. It can be as simple as taking a deep breath and feeling grateful to be alive. Happiness often comes from feeling connected, even if it's just with yourself. September was all about reigniting passions. Rubin dusted off her old hobbies, writing, painting, even a bit of photography. She wasn't aiming for a gallery showing, she just wanted to have fun. She learned that doing things she loved, even if she wasn't particularly great at them, made her feel alive and excited. It wasn't about the result, it was about the process, the joy of creating. September's takeaway: passions aren't just for professionals. If something makes you happy, it doesn't matter if you're good at it or not. Just do it. Pursuing passions is like giving your soul a little treat. And who doesn't like treats? October was about mindfulness. Rubin realized that her mind was often in two places at once, like thinking about her to-do list while pretending to listen to her kids. She wanted to change that, so she started practicing mindfulness. Whether she was enjoying her morning coffee or going for a walk, she tried to be all there. It wasn't always easy. Her brain loved distractions, but the effort paid off. She found that being present made the good moments even better and the hard moments easier to handle. October's big lesson: put the phone down, focus on what's in front of you, and let yourself really be there. Happiness often hides in the here and now. November was all about positivity. Rubin started each day by telling herself something nice, like, "You got this." She also practiced reframing negative situations. So instead of thinking, "Ooh, traffic is the worst," she tried, "Hey, more time to listen to my favorite podcast." It wasn't about ignoring the bad stuff. It was about finding the silver lining, even if it was a really, really thin one. She also worked on being kinder to herself. Less self-criticism, more self-encouragement. The November takeaway: positivity doesn't mean pretending everything's perfect. It means choosing a perspective that helps you grow and stay hopeful even when things get tough. December was for looking back and tying it all together. Rubin reviewed each month of her happiness project, reflecting on what worked and what didn't. She decided to keep the practices that brought her the most joy, like gratitude journaling, staying connected with friends, and pursuing hobbies, and let go of the things that didn't quite click. She learned that happiness isn't a final destination, it's an ongoing journey, full of trial and error. December's big lesson: happiness takes practice. Keep what works, tweak what doesn't, and always be open to new ways to make life better. After a year of experiments, reflections, and plenty of laughs, Rubin concluded that happiness is all about the small stuff. Boosting energy, nurturing relationships, playing like a kid, and being present. All these little changes added up to something big. The Happiness Project isn't about grand gestures or life overhauls. It's about small, consistent steps that make everyday life a bit sweeter. Rubin's experience shows us that the power to be happier is in our hands. Whether it's spending more time with people we love, pursuing a long, forgotten passion, or just taking a moment to breathe deeply, happiness is a practice, one that's worth doing every single day.